use my savings for impact. I didn't even have any savings at all. I still had stories that I wanted to tell, but no financial empowerment to tell those stories. And that's when it occurred to me that profit and impact can dwell in the same sentence. And that sometimes to truly take an industry, we must understand the economics of it. Have you realized that many of the top billionaires who run some of the top NGOs in the world continue to run their successful businesses? Why? Because even if your goal is to do good, if you make money, you are in a better position to do good. Yes or yes? This particular speech is for good people. Those who feel guilty about charging for their creative business. Like, what if people can't afford it? What if they look at me somehow? The thing is, if your business succeeds, if you learn to charge properly and make a profit, you can give even more to people that cannot afford it. So a good place to start would be to start from asking yourself, what are the things that are free? What are the things that I offer that are free? I don't necessarily have to charge for everything because everything is not a business. Just because I'm good at something doesn't mean that a business has to come from it. And so for me, as a Christian storyteller, for example, there are some things that are free. Salvation is free. So if I'm going to maybe preach on the street or talk to somebody one-on-one, that's not a business. That aspect is free. There are also some people for whom some services are free. Can you hear me? People who have either played such a huge role in your life or business, and people who will not take advantage of you. People who will not what? But you need to be clear about the things that are a business and that aren't a business for you. There are some things that I'm good at, but I'll never do as a business. Most likely because I've tried them as a business before and I failed. Not everything is a business. Not everything is a business for you. But if you've decided that something is a business, please handle your business. Tell your neighbor, say, handle your business. What I really want to focus on within the next few minutes is letting creatives realize that you are the CEO of your business. And some of you are like, what's business? I just sit down in front of my camera and I make a video. What are you talking about? Creatives like to create. We want to make the music, make the video, make the film. We want to write the book, take the pictures. And do you know what? We expect that our work will speak for us if we just do it well. But the problem, more often than not, is that your work cannot speak. Your work has no mouth. Once in a while it might, but more often than not, your work needs you to speak for it. And so as a creative, you must learn to tell stories about your story. This is one of the biggest secrets of my life. You tell your neighbor, say, tell stories about your story. So, for example, I'm releasing 3 movies this Christmas. Now, wow. Now, wow. Wait, make that don't allow me break character. I've spent more time creating content about the film, maybe than I even spent making the films. Do you get that? So learning to tell stories about your story is so important. What many of us want to do is to create it, post it, then run and hide somewhere and be checking. Did they like it? Did they engage? And once you realize that people are not responding, did I call your name? I called your name. Once you realize that people are not responding the way you want them to respond, many of us retreat into our shell and we are quiet. Because you assume that everybody already knows that you are failing. But you must learn to tell stories about your story. There was a time I made a living largely by being a full-time author. And sometimes I would go to an event with 40 books, and I would sell all 40 books. And you know what I would come back and say? I sold out. I never told anybody it was 40 books I went with. And I didn't have to lie. Did I sell out or did I not sell out? So you must learn to tell stories about your story, not in a way that is deceitful, but in a way that is true and in a way that is interesting. We need to channel as much energy into selling or into talking about our product, our work, as we do into creating. Never be too embarrassed to market. Don't throw out that post in the middle of the night and then watch from a distance to see who is viewing it. It goes without saying that you should be good at what you do. And I always tell Christian storytellers, always back up your spiritual conviction with excellent execution. So don't just do it anyhow because you feel God wants you to do it. If God told you to do it, if you feel a strong need to do it, then do it well. When you see yourself as a CEO of your brand or your business, you realize that you need more than a creative department, which is what many of us have. You need accounting. You need PR and advertising. You need quality control. You might need to build all this yourself or be all this yourself. So it's important to build capacity. Not just to know the things that you are good at, but to also know the things that you are not good at and seek to be better. As time goes on, build the right team. CEOs know their numbers. I'm not just doing XYZ because everybody else is doing it. I've done calculations. How much did they make from doing XYZ? How much did it cost them to do XYZ? And how much of XYZ came to the business owner? When I'm working on something, I have 3 goals in mind. I have a huge goal. The one where if all my dreams come true, this is what I should achieve. I have a mid goal, and then I have another goal called bad asi, bad. So when you are creating stuff or launching a product or a service, have goals in mind and be sure to benchmark. Understand your industry. Listen to those who have succeeded and listen to those who have failed. And don't just pick pessimism. You know, someone told me a while back, she said, so the thing about being an author is you just have to put your mind that you will never make money from books. I said, God forbid. And then after saying God forbid, I went and looked for ways that it will make sense to me. So you will innovate better when you understand your industry. It's also important to build your audience. Many times we have this idea that if we can just work with this top XYZ person, it will change our lives forever. It's not always true. And sometimes you may never have the opportunity to work with this top person. But if you're a model, you most likely have a friend that is a photographer. And if you're a director, you most likely have a friend that's an actor. So learning to collaborate across board is so important. Amanda Dara was in my first film. She was my friend. I was like, please celebrate her and this audience. Now, get us for mind. But she was somebody I knew, and I was like, let's do this together. And we've gone on to work together in different capacities over time. So I know that people talk a lot about networking vertically. But the truth is that sometimes if you look around you, there are people around you that can offer you the value that you desire. And so learning to build those relationships and also be there for those people. Some creatives only reach out to other creatives when they need you to support what they're doing. If you've ever messaged anybody here and the first time you sent them a DM was to ask for a favor, if you have time to delete it, please do. Let's look for opportunities to volunteer our skills, to offer value, and to be consistently good at what we do. I truly believe in scaling your business and in seeing what you do as a business, but you must also make sure that what defines you isn't what you do, but whose you are. If not, you will compromise and compromise just so you can succeed. I'm praying and wishing for all the best for you in your business and your career. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause for Pastor Laju Iren.
Wow.
That was so amazing.
That was more than amazing.
That was more than amazing.
Please, she mentioned the fact that this audience, we are not enemy of progress. So please, one more time, can you please help me celebrate Pastor Irene? Thank you so much, Mama.
Thank you so much. We love you. Please, can we say we love you?
We love you.
All
and
right.
I hope to be in your next movie. Yes, I'm telling the story about the story.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely
exactly
agree.
so, yeah.
And everybody heard. And
Yeah,
Pastor Laju
definitely.
heard as
We're going to
well.
be in it. Let's do it. Amazing. Fantastic.
All right, so we're about to have the last panel session
For today.
For today, trust me, it is just even as, will I say, even more insightful, even more impactful.
Definitely.
Or maybe I can't even compare. I would just say that it is a very packed panel session.
Okay.
But before we do that, we just have a 5 minutes break where we'll have our spoken word artist,
Oh, great.
Tishe, come and, show us his creativity.
Tishe, ladies and gentlemen.
Tishe around.
Superstar Tishe. Tishe is amazing. Oh my God.
Please, a round of
Please
applause
stay up and
for
celebrate
Tishe. Tishe is telling a story about a story
Yes.
in spoken word.
Tishe has been on
Tishe needs a
every
mic.
big stage. Mongo Park discovered Nigeria. Thank you so much. Tishe, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, everyone. Hey. So can I get a mic stand? Okay. Sorry, I just need to get a mic stand. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Hi, my name is Oluwatishe Abiola Awe. I'm a Christian creative poet. Sorry, that was the end. In the beginning was an idea, a single thought that brought enough attention to bring focusing. But I myself, I'm terrible at focusing, so now I can't quite remember the part this piece was supposed to take, and I'm slowly deviating at an alarming rate. So I'll just say what I want to say. I'm of the opinion that anyone can create. From lyrics to songs, to designs for skyscrapers, from the written rants in your notes app to carefully curated research papers. You see, I'm a creative myself. I make a meal of words sauced with rhythm, spiced with the taste of the thoughts that are in them. I cook large ideas and make them fine pieces on fine paper just to show you that my pen's greater, serve it to you as inspiration like some sort of divine waiter. So here is your plate. I'm of the opinion that anyone can create. Now you're getting it. Because you see, our minds are infinite nurseries that birth ideas of any shape. So basically what I'm saying is if we can conceive, we can create. And our thoughts are behind most of the actions that we take. So basically what I'm saying is if we can think, then we can make. And if we build on our mistakes and then it makes more confidence, then in reality we all are creatives in a sense and anyone can. But you see, in the country we live in and in the economy and the continent we occupy, sometimes people think that being a creative of any kind means you are a content creator who is never truly satisfied and would rather be somewhere else chasing the Nigerian dream. Stay with me, I'll explain what I mean. If you can breathe, breathing is a simple, attainable task that can be achieved by almost anyone. Trust me. Step 1, take in air. Step 2, breathe. If you can read, reading is a simple, attainable task that can be achieved by almost anyone. Step 1, look at words. Step 2, read. If you are Nigerian, the Nigerian dream is a simple, attainable task that can be achieved by almost anyone. Trust me. Step 1, be born in Nigeria. Step 2, leave. Because from what I've seen, people work harder, faster, just so they could go to a place where a foreign country controls to study for their colonial masters, I understand. Everything is not as it seems. Everyone is proudly Nigerian to offer the option to change their scenes. It's a rise of compatriots till they sit down overseas. It's Nigeria's call obey till you leave your country unseen. It's airplane mode for some. Head in the clouds to chase their dreams. The youth say they will run. They say the move will meet their needs. They say for years to come, they will fly their Nigerian flag with foreign breeze when they left the land for the whites just because they needed green. Green, white, green. If this is Nigerian dream, I do not wish to dream. I do not wish to dream of unfamiliar places and foreign cities in the name of greener pastures. I can't picture myself in a foreign lens for fear of being captured. Every day I watch my friends disappear. One by one, they're getting raptured, just like heaven is abroad and salvation is your passport. I have a friend whose idea of sanctuary is to stay abroad indefinitely with no end. And he says, Tisha, I hope